Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Heart Next Door podcast. Welcome home. We're so excited to have you here. As you know, we dive deep into maternal health and family wellness, and today I have a phenomenal guest. I'm so excited to have her. The wait has been long overdue, the anticipation has been building. She's so amazing. Welcome, Christian Moon.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. So I'm going to read your bio and then we are going to jump into it, okay?
Okay.
Christian Moon is the founder of the Mom Wellness Cave, a growing movement and membership based community dedicated to supporting moms through every season of motherhood. Based in Michigan, Christian leads with purpose, creating safe spaces that blend wellness, connection, and real life support. Whether online or in person, her mission is simple: help moms feel seen, supported, and never alone. Welcome
Thank
again.
you.
Hey. Wow, Christian. I'm so excited just to sit down with you. Again, as I shared, I feel like the anticipation has been building because one of my great friends and mentors, Monica, she introduced me
Uh-huh.
to your community, the Mom Wellness Cave. She told me on Instagram, oh, you should definitely follow these moms because as a new mom myself,
Mhm.
it's just so difficult to find community, you know.
Mhm.
And so I love what you're doing. I love. I think there was like a an event that I went to where we were walking on the river walk with like the glow in
Yeah.
the dark, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And it got kind of cold, so I couldn't stay the whole time because my babies. But I love it so much. I get your
Yes.
newsletters. I just love everything about what you're doing and what you're curating. So just first and foremost, thank you so much for curating the space that you do for moms.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Awesome. So tell us, please, what inspired the creation of the Mom Wellness Cave?
It pretty much stemmed from myself. I was a single mom with my first son. I
Mm-hmm.
had my son at 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, my motherhood journey was really just lonely, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. I didn't have a
Yeah.
whole lot of support. And I really wanted a space to be able to connect with other moms. Like a lot of my friends were obviously not moms
Yeah.
yet, right? So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have that community. I didn't really have anyone to be able to relate to the things that I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really wanted community, but I really didn't know how to access it, especially in the
Mm.
city of Detroit. And
Mm.
this was 18 years ago. So
Wow.
a
Wow.
lot of things that we have now, we didn't have at that time. A lot of
Mm.
things weren't accessible, or there weren't a lot of resources that were known.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, once I settled down, got married, had my
Mm-hmm.
other children,
Yeah.
and I had that support, I knew that I wanted to reach back and provide that for other moms. So
Mm.
that's when I created the Mom Wellness Cave after just doing speaking events,
Mm-hmm.
creating a guided journal, and the moms were always telling me like, we want more, we want more, and now it's led us to this amazing community that we have today.
Wow, that is so beautiful. That's so beautiful that you just follow the thread that way.
Yeah,
And it reminds me of a quote that I got from my first mentor. She said that follow the need and you will never lack for a purpose.
that's
And
true.
yeah,
That's true.
it's so beautiful the way you've done that, and it's just
Mhm.
become something so amazing
It has.
that's helped so many moms. And so, tell us, please, how has your own motherhood journey shaped how you support other moms?
Um, I come from a background of basically having the experience. So
Mm-hmm.
even when it comes to new moms, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
moms may have children maybe under 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a mom for 18 years, so there's just a lot that I know or that I've went through that I can
Yeah.
kind of help mentor other moms with different things that they're going through, whether it's navigating being a single parent,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is just navigating trying to build a village or have make time for yourself. So there's
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of things that I've been able to implement in my own life that I can kind of pass down.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's been super helpful with me being able to really be there for moms in a way that they need it, or sometimes ways that they don't even think that they need.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
speaking of the ways that they don't even think that they need, what are some things like in society that you feel like we don't really give, nobody prepares you for as a mom,
Mm,
Because yeah, you
yeah.
know what I mean?
I feel like prioritizing yourself, because when you
Mm.
think about it, even from the time that the pregnancy is announced, right? You
Mhm.
have gender reveals, you have
Yeah.
baby showers,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot of time that's put into the mom. Like, who's
Mm.
bringing a mom a gift, maybe DoorDash, so she don't
Mm.
have to cook for maybe a week or two?
Mhm. Mhm.
Journals or candles to make sure
Mhm.
she's prioritizing bubble baths, things
Mhm.
like that. And I
Mhm.
feel like there's not a lot of emphasis put on. We're getting there as far as like postpartum care,
Yeah.
but there's still so much work that needs to be done. We
Mhm.
talk about like postpartum depression, but
Mm.
a
Mhm.
lot of that leads well beyond year 1 and 2,
For
you
sure.
know,
For
and
sure.
it just sometimes just come with the burden of motherhood itself,
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
having that support. So
Mhm.
just being able to help moms to be able to pour into themselves,
Mm.
prioritize themselves, and it goes much further than just a bubble bath. You know,
Mm.
getting the
Mhm.
right counseling services,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
being able to identify when you need a break, being able to ask for help. That's
Mm.
a
Ooh,
big
that's
one
so
right
hard.
there. You know, because we all
That's
want to be
so
super
hard.
mom, but
Yeah. Yeah.
there's not necessarily a need for us to be. It's kind of like this stigma that's been around moms, that moms have to
Mm.
be super moms, and that's
Mhm.
not the case.
Man, whew, that's so deep. We could talk about
Yeah.
that for a while just there,
Yeah.
because that's something that I can definitely relate to personally, and I feel like I struggled definitely when I first had my son, my friend. I feel like I still was like holding on to the
Yep.
control and the idea of like, no, I can do it.
Yes.
People ask me like, can I help you? Do you need help? Let me take him. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I got it. You know, and it's just like, why? Because
Yeah.
I don't get any strength from that. I don't become better by doing that. You
Exactly.
know, like it's just more of a burden on me, and
Yep.
I wonder where that comes from. Why? How do we get conditioned to think that that's how
Mhm.
it should be?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I love what you said, and I love that you provide that support because that's so necessary.
Yeah.
And so, in addition to that, of all the work that you've done, has there been a moment of transformation
Mhm.
or maybe a story from your community with the moms that you help that's like really impacted you and like makes you keep going?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I can't pinpoint just one,
Yeah.
because that's the good thing about having this community. They
Mm.
always come back to me and share, how impactful it is, even if it's just a review, just saying, me just being kind or a
Mm.
listening ear to them.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we as mom just want to be heard, have
Yeah.
someone that we can kind of vent to,
Yeah.
even if we don't necessarily want a solution, but just have that like listening ear, or
Mm.
somebody else that understands. So
Mhm.
I can't really necessarily pinpoint it to one situation,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
a lot of moms always come back to me all of the time and tell me just how much this is so needed, the
Yeah.
community, and what they're getting from it, the value that
Yeah.
they're getting from it, and,
Mhm.
how it's changed the way that they look at
Mhm.
motherhood. And for
Mhm.
me, it's like, I feel like this is one thing that I'm doing in my life that I always feel like I get instantly rewarded for,
Yeah.
because I always get such great feedback about just how impactful it is.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So
Yeah.
it's all you got a lot of testimonials
Yes,
basically that all
yes.
keeps you going. That's awesome. And so I'm curious, like with all of the work that you do, like to pour
Mhm.
into this community and like building it, like has there been anything that's been a challenge or um, along the way? You know, because from the outside it looks like such an amazing community. You built
Yeah.
this. We're talking about all the great things, but like, has it cost you anything? Like, have there been any
Mhm.
things that you've had to personally sacrifice or have been challenging? And
Yeah.
like, if so, how do you pour into yourself and like, how did you keep going?
Yeah, I would say just the aspect of when you're building something new
Mm.
and something that we don't currently have. Sometimes
Mm.
it takes a while for people to kind of catch on or be
Yeah.
comfortable with coming out. So even before we actually had our membership community and we were just doing free events, even though the
Mm.
events may have been free, a lot of moms would be nervous,
Yeah.
and when they would finally come to events, sometimes they would sign up for events and maybe come 3 events later, and they would say, I've been trying to get here, but I'm so happy that I finally got here. And
Yeah.
sometimes just moms being able to take that step. So
Mm.
it's made the process, I'm not going to say slower,
Mhm.
but you have to be super consistent. And
Yeah.
even when they're not showing up for themselves yet,
Yeah.
still just having that faith that what you're doing is right, what you're doing is
Mm.
needed, and they're going to come eventually. So
Mm.
that's been something that I was dealing with initially. And
Mhm.
then even now, I would say on a personal level, just making sure that I'm prioritizing myself, because
Mm.
sometimes doing the work that I do, it's hard to pull away because it's good work.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy doing it. When I
Yeah.
do these events, I'm having just as much fun as they are. And it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's been kind of like therapeutic for myself too. I was
Mm.
forming this to help other moms, but
Yeah.
I'm noticing like it's been something that's been helping me even more. So
Mhm.
being able to pull away and still prioritize myself, still prioritize my family, because I do have a really good support system.
Yeah.
My mom, my mother-in-law, my friends, everybody, my husband, of course,
Mm.
like my number one supporter. And
Yeah.
sometimes even just stopping to make sure that I'm being super present with him and helping him with the load, because you know, he wants me to be able to have this community that I'm passionate about. So he takes on a lot of the load, but I have to be super careful about making sure I'm not putting it too much on him while I'm trying to pour into other people, you know. So that's been something that I've kind of struggled with, if I'm being super honest, but trying to will myself back in when it kind of gets hectic.
Yeah, but no, that's very real. You know, that's very real. I'm sure that's something that a lot of moms can relate to, a lot of wives can relate to, right? Especially, I feel like when you find something that you're passionate about, sometimes you can get like so invested. You get like tunnel vision. It's like, yes, this is great. And it's beautiful to have a support system, you know, and sometimes it's great to just pause and say, wow, I'm really blessed and fortunate because, you know, I have this support, and not everybody is, you know, fortunate to have that. So that's great that you do that for him. And so how long has the Mom Wellness Cave, like when did you first start building it? How long has it been around?
So the Mom Wellness Cave, I started building in January of last year. So we're a year and a half in.
Wow, and look how much growth in just a year and a half. Just like exploded. That's so beautiful. And that's how you know it's like a purpose and it's destiny. And so that's great. And so when you think about it, what legacy do you hope to be able to leave behind, right? Like you've created all these beautiful things and this beautiful community for other moms. And so look at all you've done in just the past year and a half, right?
Yeah.
So let's fast forward 10, 20 years, 30 years down the line when you decide to say like, okay, I'm retiring, I'm leaving the Mom Wellness Cave, passing it on. Like what will you be satisfied if you can look and say, wow, we did this?
Just the fact of it not being, how do I put this, taboo to take care of yourself as a mom. You know, like where it's the norm. You know, it's talked about more. It's celebrated more. It's okay to pull away, and mom guilt is not really a thing when it comes to moms, you know. So just being able to do that and being able to also spread it across the United States. So this is not something like we started in Detroit because this is my hometown. But this is something that we're working on taking to other states because there's a lot of moms that reach out all of the time like, oh, I wish I had this in my city or in my state. And it's like, yeah, we need to make sure that all moms are taken care of. So me being able to look back later on and say, you know, I poured everything that I could to help moms to understand that even though we're moms, we matter too.
Yes. And more than that, I feel like this may be crazy to say, but I feel like we matter the most because if we don't take care of ourselves,
who's gonna take care of them?
Nobody's getting taken care of. The baby's not getting taken care of, husband's not getting taken care of, nobody. So we matter the most, and it is like you're saying, like taboo right now to be able to say like, no, me, like that seems selfish. Self-care feels selfish, but it's not. It's not. Wow, that's so beautiful. That's so true. So tell the people who don't know anything about the Mom Wellness Cave. Obviously, we know it's a wellness community, but like, what are some things that you love for people to know? Things that you're excited about that are coming in the pipeline that you want to share?
So even though it's a wellness community, it's also a statement of empowerment. So there's things that we do to just make sure that we're uplifting each other and we're just building community within each other in so many different ways. Like we have our counseling services that are led by a licensed counselor that comes on and talk about specific topics such as stress and boundaries, the things that we're dealing with that maybe counseling is not an affordable option for a lot of moms. So we have group counseling settings, and then also them being able to hear what other moms are going through, you know, to be able to relate to certain situations. We have Bible study. Faith is very important to me, you know, and so I wanted to be included in this space if that's something that they're looking for. And then also we are super excited. We haven't even announced this yet, but we are working on a mompreneur tier. So where we're going to help moms that are passionate about doing other things beyond their career, you know. So juggling those, again, this is something that I know firsthand, right? Can be a lot, but then also having the right resources. And a lot of times, it's not that we don't necessarily have the resources, it's that we're not connected to people that have those resources or that can kind of put us in touch with where we need to go next. So having mompreneur co-working events and speakers that'll come virtually. So we're very excited
Listen,
about
sign me up.
that.
I'm about to get my membership today. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful because these are all things that, like you said, you have direct experience to, and it's like the path led you here, you
Yeah.
know, and now
Yeah.
you're doing this, you're building something so beautiful. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you again, Christian,
Yeah.
for everything that you're doing. And before we go, I want you just to share. Maybe there's a mom right now who's listening or watching and just like feeling so overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like exhausted. You know how motherhood is. Maybe it's a new
Mhm.
mom, you know, she's just like sleepless nights, you know,
Mhm.
taking care of baby, you know, not really feeling like she even has time to take care of herself
Right.
or to indulge in a community like this. What
Mhm.
would you say to her right now?
I would say to give yourself grace, and I know a lot of people say that, but
Mm.
that is a real statement. A lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves,
Mm.
sometimes for no reason.
Yeah.
So I would say give yourself grace and just take it a step at a time.
Mhm.
We don't wake up. I didn't wake up and just become, you know, this powerhouse mom. I'm still
Mhm.
not to this
Yes,
day,
you are.
you know. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, every day
Mhm.
is trying. There's days when I'm overwhelmed,
Mm.
but it is a part of the journey. But I can just say to take it one step at a time and then understand that you have to, no matter what you're going through, pour into you. You have
Mm.
to, whether it's something super simple like taking a 5-minute break to go get coffee by
Yeah,
yourself, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but just pouring into yourself, prioritizing your mental health,
Mhm.
prioritizing your mental health,
Mhm.
and looking for community, whether it's the
Yeah.
Mom Wellness Cave, whether it's another community,
Mhm. Mhm.
just having that village and
Mhm.
those other women that can support you while you're
Mhm.
on your journey is important,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm. That's
So
beautiful. You don't have to do it
you
alone.
don't
I
have
love
to.
that. Yeah.
Nope.
Awesome. So tell everyone where they can connect with you and learn more about the Mom
Yes.
Wellness Cave.
So we are at www.themomwellnesscave.com is our
Mhm.
website. We're on all social media platforms,
Yes.
the Mom Wellness Cave. And yeah, you'll see us at events. We're going to be doing a lot more vendor events because we have some super cool t-shirts coming out.
Yay!
And yeah, we're going to also be doing more workshops and events. And yeah, you can sign up for our membership. Sometimes we have free events.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, more to come. Thank you so much, Kristen.
Yes.
It has been truly a pleasure and an honor meeting you for the first time. And I've been in love with you for a long time because I love the Mom Wellness Cave. So thank you again for sharing space with us. We'll see you
Yes.
next time, everyone, on The Heart Next Door.
That was great.
Yay! How do you feel?
Good.
Good. And that was exactly 30 minutes. Look at that. Wow. Awesome. Oh, that's exciting. The Momtrepreneur program is going to be
Yes.
really
Yep. It's
good.
coming out September 15th.
Oh,
So yep,
wow.
I
I
haven't
need
even
that.
announced